Hello and welcome to the Astroflower, you lovely energy beings out there. If you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. It helps us out with the YouTube algorithm and stuff like that. If you've been following the Astroflower over the last sort of 2 or 3 months, thank you very much and welcome to the family. We have noticed a sort of tower moment that's been coming up. It certainly came up in the 3 monthly readings for each sign, and it's also been coming up in the weekly readings for each sign. And it's sort of, if we can get our heads round it, and because you can feel it, I can feel it, we can feel that sort of change that's sort of coming through. It's the zeitgeist, as it were, at the moment. And it could well be, it could be a pole shift. It could be like a geological event. So is it coming through the earth? Or is it coming through totally the human system, such as the financial collapse, maybe? Or it could be the political collapse. Or it could be the invention of a new technology or the loss of the internet. What do you reckon? What do you think is going to be coming up in the next sort of 2, 3, 4 weeks? Okay, so make sure you stick around to the end of this video, because at the end we're going to be pulling a few cards to try and see or elucidate when this might actually be happening. If you don't know anything about the Astroflower, there is links in the description below. Please go and have a check it out. This is going to be our collective spiritual and emotional karmic path. This is going to be our physical, so this is material, jobs, finances, business, and that sort of thing, karmic path. And this is the consciousness that is running through us, that's going through everything. So it goes through trees as much as it goes through us, all the animals and planets and the solar system, the galaxy and everything. So, and petal 10 here is how it all sort of combines together. So let's just have a quick look here. We're going to be pulling a few cards and just seeing what's happening. Let's just have a look here. Oof. The karmic path on the spiritual front certainly looks quite amazing. And also on the physical front. So this is the karmic step basically going on. On the spiritual path here and the emotional path, is obviously the universe is trying to, or the karmic path for us collectively, is we've got to reinvent ourselves. We've got to manifest a new type of future. How do we do that? You do that on an individual basis. Once we start engaging with the vibration, once we start engaging with life and energy itself, it becomes pretty obvious what we should be doing. It doesn't necessarily mean everybody has to be a rock star, although we might privately all want to be a rock star, but not everybody can be a rock star, because then that would become the new normal and rock stars would no longer exist. So basically, it's living fully our life with our community, with our friends and family and our lovers and our children and our dogs and our gardens and stuff like that. Once we start getting into that process and actually start opening the doors with other people and in trying to live that inner vision that we all have, then there's a great deal of possibilities. On the financial side, this is on this side here where we've got the Ace of Swords. There's something coming in very quickly that's going to, well, in theory, it should be a victory. But before victory comes, there has to be a confrontation or competition or, that sort of thing before a victory actually comes through to us. But it's also a way of combining our inner visions and getting them crystal clear and applying them to our future. In the energy that's sort of coming through us, through the collective consciousness at the moment, is that the devil and the Fool card. So on the Fool card is more along the karmic path on the material side of life, but on the emotional side of life, we've got the devil. Now the devil, it's not a nasty card at all. It's more a card of, let's understand the devil. So the devil is the light bearer. He basically comes along with light and he shines his light upon everything. When he shines his lights upon everything, that creates a lot of temptations for individuals, for everybody. It's whether we choose to go and explore those things that the devil has shone his light on. Maybe we shouldn't, maybe we should. That's an individual choice. It's not my choice, it's your choice. Everybody has their own personal conscious and their own personal path to follow. We all have that. And I think the devil also, it does say as well, sort of be careful of addiction and that sort of thing, and going into extreme sort of occupations, as it were. But this is the collective consciousness, so it's almost asking us, now is the time to get passionate and vigorous about the things that are around us, and not necessarily taking everything is a good idea. Okay? So that's the karmic path. That's what the sort of guiding rudder that's guiding our ship at the moment. So let's just have a look, see how it plays out. First of all, let's have a look, see how it plays out in the spiritual path. So a lot of ideas, as I said, manifesting the future, a lot of ideas coming in. And this is where the ancestors, this is where our Akashic library is trying to help us, remembering what we've done in the past, so we don't have to keep repeating it, like world wars, for example. We should have learned our lesson already. Get over it, people. Stop fighting. So it's a new ideas through actual learning, and it's through learning of our past. So it seems like the ancestors are, our own history, our human history, our collective human history should be served in order to spark and generate new ideas going forward. And it should fit in with that High Priestess. So yes, it's a case of knowing what you should be doing. When you know what you should be doing, then basically you are focused, you are at one with what you're doing. You don't necessarily get disturbed. The best thing about it here is, like, the devil is he's shining that light trying to distract you. And as he shines that light to try and distract you, it's only the people who keep on the path, or keep on their path, which will actually be able to see the chaff from the wheat. And I think it's a case of this, is when the spiritual path here is to sift through that history of our lives, of what we've done in the past, religions, businesses, wars, etc., and keep true to where we should be going. Once we do that, then we can really start manifesting our proper future. So on the spiritual front, it could really open a lot of doors, this Taurus event, this Tower event. So it doesn't seem like it's really coming in from the physical plane. That's the card that just dropped out. Yeah, 5 of Pentacles. So it seems like it's coming more from the physical or the material plane. So it's much more of a human, either a human thing, human systems, or a geological event. Let's just have a look, see what's going through there. Okay, so we had the 5 of Pentacles earlier on. Yeah, now I've got the 5 of Cups. So it seems like we're going to be really disappointed. It looks like it's going to be a financial sort of situation more than anything else, people. It may be a case of reassessing totally how we do. And this is where this leap of faith comes into play now. I didn't talk about that in the karmic section, but this leap of faith here is on the physical front. And I think it's a case of we've got to take that leap of faith to change systems. It's not the big reset. It's not the great reset. That is devised mentally by people who basically control a certain aspect of the society, and they want to remain in control after this Taurus anomaly. This could be a moment where we set ourselves free. What? Set ourselves free. Look at that. Pure happiness. The best thing about this is, right, this is pure happiness after difficulty. I don't know if you can see that. So pure happiness after difficulty, you've got on there, you've got that fence and barriers, basically. So these two people here, sorry, I'll keep showing you. These two people here are actually, they've come through this. They've come through those difficulties, and they're now sitting in a place where they're really comfortable. And it plays beautifully. It's half the journey. The 5 of Cups is that difficulty that we do need to go through. And our ancestors who set it up So the financial system was not set up yesterday, and it wasn't set up 100 years ago. It was set up basically once we started farming. Once we started farming, all of a sudden we had something to protect. So then that created wars and bartering and money and financial situation. And who had the best field made the best amount of money, and etc. etc. We've got over that. We've grown up as a society, as a species. We have evolved, and we're going to evolve enormously in the future. And as we do evolve, that means the whole society has to evolve with it. If it doesn't evolve, we will die out. So it's probably a good idea now to sort of start looking at doing things or having a different relationship with money. And that's what that is all about. That is what that victory is making sure that money is not necessarily the currency in the future. We go into it in the event in one of my books, which you can see, which you can get links to in the description below. But basically, it's a bit of a spoiler alert here, but in the second books that are coming up, the Waves of Reality, it's a case of where respect becomes the currency of the future in certain areas. So maybe that's what we've got to move towards. And the consciousness is bringing us, let's see what the consciousness is bringing to Two of Cups. This is the collective consciousness that is going on. Okay? Let me just put it in the right way so you can see the thing. That is the collective consciousness that is going on. So you have a leap of faith on the physical front. We have to say, yes, okay, let's do it. Sorry about that. You know, let's do it. If we can do that leap of faith, and we can sort the chaff from the wheat in regards of the spiritual level, so we need to cut out a lot of dreamers out there, and we can actually then fall in love with being part of life, fully consciously part of life. And this is you know, we've got to get past unicorns and rainbows. You know, unicorns and rainbows are fact that, you know, rainbows certainly are lovely. Unicorns, they're unicorns. It's a myth. You know, it's an idea. It's like the golden fleece. It's a myth to a certain extent. It's the understanding, basically, that is the gift. It's not the actual thing. If you understand, then you can move on from that. That's the thing that we need to get through. And I think it's much more, it looks like it's going to be a big financial sort of understanding that we need to start building a new relationship with money. And we've seen this with Bitcoins. We know it's all sort of coming through. It's all gradually sort of turning up for us. So yeah, it's the financial sort of situation that's going to be the catalyst for lots of other changes. Because as I said, it was difficult to say which changes were coming up. But so what combines all of this sort of stuff? The Chariot. I know someone is going to be very happy with that because we haven't seen the Chariot for ages. But it's barreling down quickly, and we have to adjust quickly. We have to be light on our feet. We have to manifest a new future. We have to be clear on thought and strike out for that victory. We have to sort the chaff from the wheat, realize what is beneficial and detrimental to us. We have to have that leap of faith. We have to believe in each other. Therefore, the biggest thing I think we need to learn here, and this seems to be the karmic message, is basically learning to trust each other. You know, this is the message. This is the message that's coming through. I'm going to put that right down there. The Eight of Wands, it's learning to trust each other. So you've got to stop locking your car. You've got to stop locking your house. Are people going to break in? Probably. You know, some people are going to be still not understand the new paradigm, and they're going to need help getting through. And we need to be there. You don't need to sort of whack them over the head. We need to sort of come and say, stop, what's the matter? Why are you trying to steal from me? What is missing in your life? Okay? And then we can help you to explore your life so you can actually live something a lot better. That is the whole thing. Trust in each other. This is the message of the Taurus anomaly. It is building trust. It's building trust with your neighbor. It's building trust with your family members, with your lovers, with your friends, with your animals, with your trees. It's making sure that nature can trust us again, because she's lost trust with us and we've lost trust in her. We're trying to do these life hacks or medical hacks, basically, that are not, nature's turning around kind of going, look guys, if you're going to play that, it's finished for everyone. Game over. Party's over. You know, and we need to start believing that we can trust also people who are wielding enormous amounts of power at the moment. And I find it difficult, to be honest with you, I find it difficult to look at all the leaders in the world. I say leaders very loosely. Leaders and business people in the business and financial, but also in the spiritual world as well, in the woke stuff and stuff like that. You know, there is, I can't see anybody that kind of go, yeah, they've got it sorted. There's very, very few. Very, very few. And I think this whole financial situation that seems to be coming through will really, really sort of free up a lot of people. It make a lot of people just kind of go, oh yeah, right. Just imagine if we did trust each other and you didn't have to lock anything. That means you didn't have to have insurance. Yeah? You don't have to put in alarms in your house. We don't have to produce so much stuff, so therefore it's better for the environment. We don't have to spend a lot of money on prisons and stuff like that. We can actually start working together. We don't have to do courts, prisons. We don't have to do so many laws because people actually start understanding it. Trust is the message that's coming through. I'd just like to sort of pull a few cards to see when this is coming up. So it's a Three of Pentacles. Just want to see where it's coming up. So that's that. Eight of Swords. It's where the financial system gets stuck. And this is the sort of heads up of what to have a look out. Seven of Cups. So there's lots of choices. But really, there is only one choice. The evident path. This is the thing. And I think that's part of that whole devil sort of scenario here. Is it in the next 2 weeks? Whew. Queen of Swords. Is it in 3 weeks? The Sun. Is it in 1 week? The Star. That would be wishing a little bit. It's sort of like the cards always having a joke with me, sort of saying, yeah, you wish. So I think it's more of a case of, more of a case of 3 weeks. So from today, which is, so that's 21 days. So it's basically the beginning of May. That's when it sort of seems to hit home to everybody. And it's going to be about the Three of Pentacles, the collective financial sort of situation. The situation will go and feel all stuck, which will then make everybody sort of stop and look up. And when everybody looks up, we kind of go, hang on a second, there's so many options. And that's that whole devil card. And the overriding message that's coming through, don't forget it. You've got to trust each other. You've got to realise that no one really wants to hurt you. That everyone should really want the best for you, because when we do, we create the best for us. in order to want the best for other people, we have to put ourselves in a good position. And doing that means taking care of yourself energetically, meditating, yoga, keeping care of yourself physically. And the finance will do it all by itself. So, there you go. It's going to be an amazing time to watch out. So, I've been channeling this energy through the energy lines on Cymatic TV as well. And I will be doing a channeling of the energy lines, particularly a special this week, and asking about all of these sort of events. I still want to look into the geological pole shift side with the Earth, get a bit more heads up on that. But go into the links in below, you'll see that. I would love you to be part of our family. So in order to be part of our family, you just need to subscribe and click that bell. Not one person has the solution. We have the solution. Life can be difficult at times, true. But primarily, life should be enjoyed. So please do have fun out there.